Hey cousins, welcome back to my channel. Oh, so me. Thank you, cuz, for coming on back to rock with your girl, Brina B, which is me. All right, cousins, I have some explaining to do. Many of you have reached out to me asking me, oh, so me, where have you been? Where have you been? Where have you been, my friend? Well, today I want to talk to you about exactly where I've been. Some good, some not as good. As many of you know, I do have a nonprofit organization called Bridge, which is building relationships with different generations every day. I will put somewhere on the screen some of the things I've done, was doing in 2022. It took up a lot of my time. But there was other areas. Many of you know I am a believer. I am a Christian. I am a minister. I'm a believer of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I know the word. I believe in the word. I stand on the word. But I had a time where this season that I was going through a little slight depression. I know some of y'all probably like, the ones that know me, y'all probably like, girl, Sabrina, you? Yeah, you. Yeah, me. For those of you that don't know, I'm a natural encourager. I'm a person who likes to build up. I like to encourage. I like to pour in. I like to remind people who they are. And when you're such an encourager like I am, oftentimes you don't get that same encouragement. So we're going to get a little bit more into that. But I do want to introduce my girl, Teharah. Hey, Teharah, tell me who you, hey, this is my cousin, your cousin. Say it loud and proud.
Hey, cousin. Hi.
Oh my God, this is an, and we'll get another chance to talk about the divine setup God has allowed us to set up. But Teharah's gonna come, she's gonna talk, we're gonna have a little chit chat. Is that all right, people? So go ahead, if you need to get your coffee, do what you gotta do. Come on, Sam, talk with your girl. This is the first time I've ever done this. But come and talk to your girl, talk with your girl. So I'll give you a moment to get your drink. All right, cousins, all right, we back. We're gonna get back into business. But on a serious note, I've never thought I would ever go through a depression because I know who I am, I know whose I am, I know the God that I serve. But there was a time where in 2022, I just felt depressed. Life, as my girl has said it, and I've heard others say it before, my girl says, what you say, Teharah?
Life be life.
That's right. She said, life be life.
Life be life.
Life be life. And she was the first person I ever heard say that. And I'm like, you're absolutely right, life be life. But with that being said, cousins, I had gone through a depression. Nothing's going on in my marriage. Nothing's going on really with my family. But as she stated, life be life. And you hear about things on the news. People committed suicide. People are depressed. I felt really after the vet. So after that, I just thought, I just never could really get my way back out in 2022 because life be life, and you start hearing of so many things happening with our children, so many things happening in the world. I felt depressed. I didn't know when I was in depression that I was depressed. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that I was depressed. Me, the one that know the word, the one that is preaching the gospel, the one that is encouraging others. I didn't realize I was in depression until I came out of the depression. That's kind of weird, right? I didn't realize it.
No.
What you said? You said no.
It's not weird at all.
She said no. It's not weird at all. But I thought it was weird for me because I'm like, I didn't even realize I was in depression. So I have my girl here. We're going to be talking about something that is the world has been talking about, but we need to check ourselves. I'm in this season where I'm feeling that I need a little sabbatical from some areas, not every area, but some areas. I need to take a step back to, my pastor talks about refreshing, refocusing. January, usually that time we do that, and self-reflection. And in this time, and we have to say to ourselves, it's okay to take this moment. So I want my girl to tell us a little bit about who she is. You guys, we rocking the brand, the Power Shades, the Power Shades, which is her brand. She's going to give you more information about that. But go ahead. We want to talk about some things that is important. Tell me, give the cousins a little bit of background about who you are and about your brand and what you do.
Okay, so I am Teharah, or Teharah J.
Ain't she pretty, y'all? Ain't she pretty?
I know, might be over here. I'm Teharah. I am the owner of Powerbyteharahj, J, which is a lipstick, mental wellness, and women's empowerment brand, where I've taken my love for color psychology and makeup in general. And all colors have a meaning, you know that, right? So there's a reason why we're drawn to certain colors. So what I've done is I've broken down what every shade means per its color. And automatically, once I break down the color, its name turns into an affirmation. So tonight, and this was not planned, by the way, okay? We are both wearing, you see this magenta pink, and this is actually called hope, because pink stands for hope, inspiring, encouraging. So I am personally in a season of hope. There's a lot of changes happening. There's a lot of shifting that's happening in my life. And so I'm naturally right now really drawn to shades of pink. And so that's what my brand is about. So it's a little cosmetic with a twist. It's not your average, but this lipstick or this power shade, we don't call them lipstick, they're power shades. So if you hear us refer them to power shades, that's why they were created to be a tool for your mental wellness. A portion of each proceed does go to helping women of color either continue mental health therapy or start mental health therapy. So if you have not guessed, I am a mental health advocate, and that's why I am joining this conversation today, because it's a conversation that needs to be had. It has to be had. So I'm very proud of you for pausing your regular scheduled program to have this serious conversation. And, you know, I said earlier that it's not, you know, shocking for me to hear that you don't really realize that you were depressed until after you come out of it. And a lot of times when we are the person that, you know, we're strong, we pour into people, we have our schedules, we're busy, we're moving. And sometimes without even realizing, we're not able to see how things affect us. And the reality is that the pandemic did a lot. When we were in isolation, it did a lot. It opened up, you know, amazing things. Businesses were birthed out of it, rediscoveries, but there was also that time when you're isolated, you don't have no schedule. It ain't no running around, ain't no bouncing here. There's nothing to keep you busy. It was nothing but time. And so a lot of people, not you in particular, but a lot of people didn't realize the can that was open when they were isolated. So a lot of people, now that we're on a break and things are coming back to normal, are starting to realize some things about either themselves or situations. And so I think that in your case, because of everything, and I'm not no therapist, I am a mental health advocate, and Powerbyteharahj J is all about the journey of taking your power back. Whether you gave it away or somebody stole it, whatever it is, it's about being authentic. So I choose to be authentic in my truth and my experiences, and I am team therapy all day long. That's what you'll learn about me. But I think that, and I can identify with what you said. That's why I was like, no, it ain't shocking at all, because I have been the person that runs. I'll give you a current example. December 3rd, one of my closest friends told me she was pregnant, and her husband had been trying to get pregnant. This is a big deal. It took me to December 20th to realize what she said. Wow. I called her crying like I had just heard it, because it had just hit me. So the way I look at what you experience is sometimes we're moving so much that we don't even really get a chance to process the things that we don't get a second to process it. So it at the end of the day, the body will tell you before anybody else can that you stress, that you need a break, that you need to slow down. And so when you were talking and you mentioned a little bit earlier before we started the recording, I was like, I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to be, I'm good, everything's cool. And then all of a sudden you just feel yourself slowing down. You're not the same. You're sad. You're unsure, uncertain. And it's just because And I'm grateful for those moments because it allows us to slow down.
I love that. You talked about slowing down. You're right, because I'm used to just going because we're both creative beings. We're both visionaries. We both have our own businesses. As I mentioned, I have my own non-for-profit organization. You have your family. You have this. So we're used to going, and then we're also used to saying, "Oh, it's okay. You can do it. Just keep pushing." But I'm learning, and I had to learn in this season that I'm not okay. I remember my pastor stating, which was so good. He said, "It's okay not to be okay." And I had a hard time letting people know I wasn't okay because I was the one that's supposed to be encouraging. I was the one that was supposed to be ministering, right? I think it was even more of a unique thing is the fact that I was a minister. And then one of the things I learned from a pastor at Northbridge Church, he took a sabbatical. And that blessed me. It blessed me because it let me know if the pastor of a large congregation can do it, girl, you can do it too. And it's okay. So, Teharah, you have something you do, a power hour, and you also have something coming up. And I know Power Hour is good because you can do it on Instagram. They can go on Instagram and hear you. Tell them a little bit about that, what you do with that Power Hour.
So Power Hour is kind of similar to what we have right now. It's an authentic conversation. I go live.
We did not plan this, cousins. We did not plan this at all, cousins. We're supposed to be doing something else. But then, look, and I'm like, girl, I thought about I was going to have you. She said, well, let's do it. I said, well, fix my face.
I'm just in a flow kind of season.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what? Let's get it. Let's do it. What can it harm? If it's something where it puts me in a position where I can help somebody else, I'm down for it. But Power Hour is a segment. You can find me on IG, Powered by Teharah J. And you'll type out that right.
Yeah, I typed Power Hour by Teharah J. We'll go get that in.
On IG, I go live with different women from different backgrounds, and we just kind of have these authentic conversations about everything lipstick and mental wellness. And so that's really what it is on Wednesdays, every other Wednesdays, or if I am tired, I won't do it. I found my balance. Let me tell you something. Finding balance, and even in business,
I'm putting the word down there. Balance.
Balance. You have to have balance.
I'm gonna put that down. Balance, people. Go ahead.
And I'm very honest with my followers. Like, if me and my co-hosts are just not in a position, because I don't believe in pouring from an empty cup. And if I have nothing to give, I want to be able to show up authentically. Yes. Now, I'm not gonna always show up and be, have it all together. And I will show up like that too. Like, y'all, this has been a day.
And that's actually how we met. Her showing up by her not having it all together. But I'll talk to you. She's going to come back on another segment because we got about a few more minutes. I want to hold you guys too much, but she got so much information that I want her to be able to share in further days. But I know y'all attention span sometimes, some of y'all people. But this is an important topic. And I pray that it is my prayer that you really understand where we're coming from. But continue your point. I didn't want to cut you off.
I think the biggest thing is that, in everything that you do, you have to have balance and you have to have boundaries. And a lot of times people, when they talk about boundaries, like, oh, I got to put boundaries on you and you. No, sometimes it's putting boundaries on yourself. Right. Sometimes it's simply saying, let me turn my phone off for an hour. Sometimes boundaries is like, what? I'm doing too much. I notice I'm doing too much. Let me set aside time for me to not be doing too much. That's right.
Sometimes saying no, right?
Sometimes saying no to yourself.
To yourself.
And because a lot of times.
And to others.
To others. But it starts with us. And we're able to get ourselves in check and say, look, this is what I'm willing to do or what not to do in this season. Then it's easier to put boundaries on other people. Sometimes we want to hold the accountability on somebody else when it's really you. That was me. That was my story. I gotta tell. I didn't learn how to say no, but I didn't know how to say no to myself. That whole, I feel like that you ever felt like you gotta show up. Oh man, they've been so loyal. I gotta show, even though I'm tired, I'm burnt out, I can't think straight. But I feel this obligation to do something I don't want to do. That's a boundary issue for me. And so I think in this season, learning where you looking in the mirror, looking at yourself and saying, hey, this is where I need to find my boundaries within myself and create balance.
I love it. Boundaries and balance is so important. And so by me, and I love that. Thank you to say no to even for yourself. And because I think we have control over us. We don't have control over anybody else. And we could choose to participate in other things or not to. We have to we could choose how we want to show up and if we want to show up at all. That is so powerful. Tell the people in Chicagoland, but if you want to fly in, come on, see my girl. She is having an event coming up, and I want people to know about this.
Okay.
Tell them about the event. Tell them the date. And y'all get ready. Just come, especially Chicagoland, and tell them where we're going to have it.
So it's our annual Power Brunch.
Power Brunch?
Yes. Which is going to be March 26th, and that's Women's Month. And I ain't gonna go into detail, but the name of this one is the Ultimate Self-Care Sunday. And that's all I'm gonna say. So if you want to really tap into the ultimate self-care and what that means, then you just gonna have to follow me. Follow Sabrina and get that young ticket.
We're gonna get that young ticket. And she said at the end, experience. And that's what I'm excited about. Well, cousins, I can go on and on and on. I can go on. But I wanted to just give you that thank you. I just thank you. I love this girl.
I love you.
This is my boo. She's the bomb. She's a bomb. But I wanted to take this moment to let you guys know. I know to some of you that might know me, y'all be like, what, Sabrina? Yeah, Sabrina. But more importantly, want me to just leave this with you. More importantly, stay connected to the vine, which is Jesus Christ. Because I don't care who you are. If the enemy could get you away a little bit, he can abuse you. He can talk down to you. He can just tell you who you're not. He can make you believe things is not true. But when you get a hold and stay connected to the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, you're in the right place. So, cousins, I just wanted to tell you where your girl was. Some great, some not so great. But I'm proud of us.
Yeah.
And those of you out there who can just take a moment and pause and say, I don't have to show up for everything. So YouTube, I didn't show up for y'all for some time, but I'm okay with that. And I know you are too. Keep praying for me. Keep praying for one another. Any final thoughts, my girl?
Find balance.
Find balance.
That's it.
That's it. So that's it. Find balance. So cousins, thank you guys for just taking this time to listen. Thank you for rocking with your girl, Brina B, also me, and Teharah J. Hey, Teharah J, a power. We thank you. God bless you. And you keep on moving. Be encouraged. Bye.